All right, let's look at some feats. We should probably look at epic boons. Yeah, maybe later. This section offers a collection of feats, which are special features not tied to a single class. The description of a feat contains the following parts, which are presented after the feat's name. The level. Each feat has a level. To take a feat, your level must exceed or equal the feat's level. You must meet any prereqs specified in a feat to take that feat, unless a special feature allows you to take the feat without a prereq. If a prereq is a class or class group, you must have at least one level in an eligible class to qualify for the feat. If a feat is repeatable, you can take it more than once. If it isn't repeatable, you can take the feat only once. Bonus feats at 20th. A DM can use bonus feats as a form of advancement after characters reach 20th level. A way to provide greater power to characters who have no more levels to gain. With this approach, each character gains one feat of their choice for every 30k XP. The character earns above 355k XP. Oh, every 30k above 355. Okay. Epic boon feats are especially appropriate for these bonus feats, but a player can choose any feat for which their 20th level character qualifies. All right, first up, ASI. Oh, well, actually, feat descriptions. Here are the description of feats available to classes presented in this document. Members of those classes can also select feats from the previous installment of Unearthed Arcana. Character origins. The feats are presented in alphabetical order. Ability score improvement. So for those of you that don't know, ASIs are now a feat. It is not feat or ASI. It is now strictly feat. And you can get your ASI from the feat. It is repeatable. No prereqs. 4th level, so you can't get your ASI first. Makes sense. You increase one ability score of your choice by 2, or you increase 2 ability scores of your choice by 1. You can't increase ability score above 20th. The Actor feat is a 4th level feat, requires a charisma of 13 plus. Is not repeatable. Skilled at mimicry and dramatics, you gain the following benefits. An ASI to your charisma by 1. Impersonation. While you're disguised as a fictional person or a real person other than yourself, you have advantage on performance to convince others that you are that person. I really think that should be deception. I don't know a lot of DMs. Me personally, whenever you're impersonating someone, my go-to is deception. I may do performance from now on, just because of this feat. I feel like this feat is kind of telling me I should be doing performance. What do you guys think? Deception or performance for when you're impersonating a person? Let me know in the comments if you're watching the video. Mimicry. You can mimic the sounds of other creatures, including speech. To mimic a sound or a way of speaking, you must listen to it for at least 1 minute. Anytime thereafter, you can make a performance, DC 15, to perform the mimicry. On a success, you perform it convincingly for 1 hour. I don't know about this feat. This feat just feels... Charisma +1, advantage on performance checks to convince others you're that person, and then mimic speech. I don't know. If you take the feat, so listen, if you take the feat Magic Initiate, which I'm sure still exists, let me check real quick. If you take the feat Magic Initiate, you could get Disguise Self, among other things. And I feel like Disguise Self alone is just a better version of that. Oh, maybe they did get rid of Magic Initiate. Did they rename it? I guess we'll see. But before we move on, I just want to say, if you have the ability to Disguise Self, I think that is just better overall than this feat. You do get a charisma increase of 1, but I mean, just in general, I don't know. I think this feat's kind of weak. I couldn't see very many people taking this feat. It's a nice flavor, but performance for mimicry. Okay. Deception for when you're outright lie. All of you are saying performance. Okay. Doesn't wear off and doesn't use a spell slot. Good point. It doesn't wear off. Doesn't use a spell slot. It's a good point. Okay. Hey, if you guys think this is a good feat, power to you. I definitely don't think this is a 4th level feat. I don't know. Like, really? A lot of you saying performance. Okay. I trust you, chat. All right. Athlete. Also 4th level. Not repeatable. Requires a strength dex or requires a physical stat above 13. I'm trying to imagine a scenario where you won't meet this prereq. 15, 14, 13. I guess if you put your 12, 10, 8 in strength dex con, or if you're doing point buy, I don't know. It's an interesting prereq. Repeatable? No. You have undergone extensive physical training to gain the following benefits. You get an ASI of strength dex con +1. You get a climb speed. You gain a climb speed. What? You gain a climb speed equal to your speed. Hop up. I thought that said hole up. Hop up. When you are prone, you can right yourself with only 5 feet of movement. That's pretty cool. You have advantage on any ability check you make for jump. This is a great feat. This is a good feat. This is, compared to Actor, this is good. Okay. Charger. I like this feat just for the climb speed. Like a climb speed and a +1 to a physical stat is huge. And then you just get this little extra bit on this little, you get some sprinkles on your Sunday. Let's go. Charger. Proficiency with any martial weapon is the prereq. It's a 4th level, not repeatable. You have trained to charge headlong into battle, gaining the following benefits. ASI to strength or dex, +1. Improved dash. When you take the dash action, your speed increases by 10 for that action. That's pretty cool. Okay. If you move at least 10 feet in a straight line immediately before hitting with an attack as part of the attack action on your turn, choose one of the following effects. You can get a +D8, push the target 10 feet, provided the target you want to push is no more than one size larger than you. Okay, so either a D8 to the attack's damage or push the target. You can use this benefit only once. I mean, that's pretty good. Charger, it's pretty good. I don't know if I wish this scaled or not. Like just a flat D8, this is going to get weaker over time. Proficiency D8. You know what I've never seen them do? I've never seen them do. I don't know if I would like this or not. What do y'all think? So as your proficiency goes up, the number of D8s goes up. What do you guys think of that? I don't know. I'm just spitballing that. I wish this scaled. That's all I'm going to say. Or you can push them 10 feet if they're not too big. That's pretty cool. I'm okay with this feat. Great feat. Crossbow, 4th level. Proficiency with any martial. That's important. Martial. Any martial. All right, so if you have a proficiency with a martial weapon, any martial weapon, not all of them, so rogues can take this. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw this. Rogues can take crossbow expert. Thanks to extensive practice with crossbows, you gain the following benefits. Increase your dex by 1. You ignore the loading property of crossbows. Being within 5 feet of an enemy doesn't impose disadvantage on your attack rolls with crossbows. You know what? That should just... Okay, moving on. When you make the extra attack of the light weapon property, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the extra attack if that attack is with a crossbow that has the light property. That's pretty cool. Do I like this feat? I wish it was just... So my immediate problem with this feat is that it's too specific. I want it to do guns as well. I don't think it should be a separate feat. I don't think gun expert should be a separate feat. I think crossbow / gun expert should be. I feel like they're one and the same. You ignore the loading property. I'll leave that for the comments. Do you think that crossbow expert and gun expert should be 2 separate feats, or should it be crossbow / gun expert? I honestly think they should be combined. Other than that, you don't get disadvantage firing in melee. You ignore loading. You can add your ability mod to the damage of your extra attack. You get the dex increase. I mean, that's solid. I think it should be combined for a small ranged arm expert. Yeah, like, oh yeah, that's a good point. Like arms expert. All right, moving on. Defensive Duelist, 4th level feat. Dex 13, requires a dex of 13. You've learned to deftly parry attacks, granting you the following benefits. Increase your dex by 1. If you're holding a finesse weapon and another creature hits you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction to add your proficiency bonus to your AC for that attack, potentially causing the attack to miss. I love it. This alone is good. Is there anything else? I mean, that alone is pretty good. This is good. This is really good. Cost your reaction. Adds AC for that attack specifically, so it doesn't last the entire, doesn't last until your next turn. Not the shield spell, but I mean, this is, all right, so, yeah. You never run out of this. You just, like, you get it back every turn. This is pretty good. Increase dex by 1 and you get parry. No complaints. Dual Wielder proficiency. So I should probably look at the new offhand attack rules before I read this, but we're going for it. Dual Wielder proficiency with any martial weapon. Repeatable, no. You master fighting with 2 weapons, gaining the following benefits. You get a strength or dex score increased by 1. Enhanced dual wielding. When you are holding a weapon with the light property in one hand, you can treat a non-light weapon in your other hand as if it had the light property, provided that the weapon lacks the two-handed property. So what that means is you can offhand a light and you can main hand a not light. Pretty good. I'm for it. You also get quick draw. You can draw or stow 2 weapons that lack the two-handed property when you would normally be able to draw or stow only 1. Okay. You know what I wish this said? I don't know. I wish this also gave you your ability score on your, like, I wish it had this. Add your ability modifier to the damage. I wish this had this. Maybe it does. Maybe that's just part of the dual wielding rules. So look, just blanket statement. If you take this feat, I think you should be able to add your ability modifier to the damage. I don't know if that's baked in already, but if it's not, I think you should. Like, you're taking a whole feat. Moving on. Durable. Hearty and resilient. You gain the following benefits. Requires a con of 13. 13 plus. Increase your con by 1. You have advantage on death saving throws. Let's go. So that alone, that's really good. Advantage on death saves and a con plus 1. That's a feat. I'll take it. As a bonus action, you can expend 1 of your hit die, roll the die, and regain the hit points equal to the roll. As a bonus. This is an amazing feat. This is an amazing feat. It gives fighters a bonus. It gives everyone, like, if you don't normally have a bonus, this gives you a bonus. You can spend your hit die. You have advantage on death saves and a con increase. Oh, that's so good. I like this feat. 4th level. I like this feat. Elemental Adept. 4th level feat. Requires spellcasting or pact magic. Is it repeatable? Yes, but you must choose a different damage type each time for energy mastery. In your spellcasting, you can harness a particular form of energy with deadly mastery, granting you the following benefits. Increase your int, wisdom, or charisma by 1. Energy mastery. Choose one of the following damage types: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. Spells you cast ignore resistance to the damage of the chosen type. In addition, when you roll damage for a spell you cast that deals damage of that type, you treat any one on a damage die as a 2. I wish that this turned immunity into resistance. I understand why you shouldn't be able to do fire damage to a fire elemental, but I just wish it did. Also, notice poison is not on this list. Poison is not on this list. I guess there's a poisoner feat. Or I guess that's going to be separate with, like, the poisoner feat. This is interesting. But yeah, I think immunity should be brought down to resistance. I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, like, lore-wise, but mechanically, I wish that was the case. It's moving on to fighting styles. Archery, warriors only. You gain a +2 to attack rolls you make with ranged weapons. Keeping it simple. Fighting style defense. While you're wearing armor, you gain +1 bonus to AC. Warriors only. All these fighting styles are warriors only. Fighting style dueling and their 1st level. When you are wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls with that melee weapon. +2 bonus to damage rolls with that melee weapon. Has to be in one hand. Great weapon fighting. When you roll a 1 or a 2 on a damage die for an attack you make with a melee weapon you are wielding with 2 hands, you can re-roll the die and you must use the new roll. The weapon must have the two-handed or versatile property to gain this benefit. You know what I wish this said? I wish this turned 1s to 2s. I'm going to be honest. I wish this just turned 1s to 2s, just like before. I honestly don't like, bless your heart if you're a great weapon fighting, if you take great weapon fighting. But I honestly don't like when people roll when they roll their damage and then they're like picking out the ones, like, okay, I've got this many ones, I'm going to re-roll them and then recalculate. Not a fan of that. I wish they just made it easy. I get it. I just wish this was easier to manage. So turn these 1s and 2s into 3, turn the 1s to 2s. I don't care, but re-rolling, I acknowledge it's a minor nitpick. Protection, fighting style protection. Immediately after a creature you can see makes an attack roll and hits a target other than you that is within 5 feet, you can use your reaction to interpose your shield and impose a -2 penalty on the attack roll, potentially turning it into a miss. You must be wielding a shield to use this reaction. Fighting style, 2-weapon fighting. When you make the extra attack of the light weapon property, you can add your ability modifier to the damage. There it is. It's a fighting style to do that. So earlier, I said that dual wielders should get this. Looks like this is where it is. It's a fighting style. Is this an entire feat? Is this a whole feat? When you make the extra attack of the light weapon property, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the extra attack. Is this worth an entire feat? I suppose if you get extra attack and you have the max, if your ability score is maxed and you have extra attack, that's +10 to damage, assuming they hit. It is a first level feat. It's warriors only. Sure. Grappler requires strength or dex 13+. You are an accomplished wrestler, granting you the following benefits. You get an ASI of strength or dex +1. You have advantage on attack rolls against a creature grappled by you. You aren't slowed when you move a creature grappled by you. That's pretty good, provided the creature is your size or smaller. Punch and grab. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike as part of the attack action on your turn, you can deal damage to the target and also grapple it. You can use this benefit only once per turn. Oh my gosh. This feat is so good. I love it. Great Weapon Master. Proficiency with any martial. You've learned to use the weight of a weapon to your advantage. Letting its momentum empower your strikes, you gain the following benefits. Increase your strength by 1. You can cleave, which immediately after you score a crit with a melee weapon, or reduce a creature to 0 with 1. You can make 1 attack with the same weapon as a bonus. Nice. If you crit or reduce a... Am I reading this right? If you crit or drop a creature. So crit or drop a creature, you can use a bonus action to boom, swing again. You're cleaving through them. Pretty cool. You also get the heavy weapon mastery. When you hit a creature with a heavy weapon as part of the attack action on your turn, you can cause the weapon to deal extra damage to the target. The extra damage equals your proficiency bonus, and you can deal it only once per turn. Deal extra damage. The extra damage equals your proficiency. So you can do your proficiency in damage once per turn with a heavy weapon. I mean, this is pretty good. By itself, it was kind of meh, but I mean, you get the strength increase, you get cleave. Pretty good. Great Weapon Master, thumbs up. How are we still feeling about Actor at this point? Chat, let me know. How are we feeling about Actor? After reading these feats, forget about the boons. How are we feeling about Actor? I like it even less now after reading all these really good feats. While you're disguised, you have advantage on performance, and you can mimic speech. I'm liking that feat less after reading all these other ones. Mimicking voice is very useful in the right setting. Campaign. Well, anything's useful. If you put in the right setting /campaign at the end of anything, it becomes useful. Like you can say that about it. Like having 6 toes is very useful in the right setting. If you know, it's a pure RP feat. I mean, I wouldn't even go that far. I'm fine with it. This is the only. All right. So if you want to call this an RP feat, this is the only RP feat we've seen so far. All of these others are like mechanically good. This one is mimicking speech. I just do not think is that great. All right. Well, I'm not going to spend too much time on that. It needs more. I'm just going to say that. I like Actor, but it's still not an attractive feat, especially restricted to 4 and up. Actor seems very situational. It seems too situational for it to be a whole feat. All right. Heavily armored requires medium armor training. You have trained to use heavy armor effectively, gaining the following benefits. Increase your con or strength by 1. You gain heavy armor training. It's simple. It's elegant. You get a stat increase. Heavy Armor Master requires heavy armor training. You can use your heavy armor to deflect strikes, granting you the following benefits. Increase your con or strength by 1. When you're hit by an attack while you're wearing heavy armor, any bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage dealt to you by that attack is reduced by an amount equal to your proficiency bonus. This is amazing. They're bringing back damage reduction. This is so good. Love it. Some of you may be looking at this and thinking, okay, proficiency bonus, whatever. This is every attack that hits you. This adds up. DR in earlier editions was a big deal. Okay, Inspiring Leader. Wisdom or Charisma requires Wisdom or Charisma 13+. You are adept at encouraging others, granting you the following benefits. You get a Wisdom or Charisma increase of 1. Encouraging performance. At the end of a short rest or a long, you can give an inspiring performance, a speech, a song, a dance. When you do so, choose up to 6 friendly creatures, which can include yourself, within 30 feet of you, who witness the performance. The chosen creatures each gain 10 hit points equal to 2d4 plus your proficiency. Pretty good. Pretty good. Inspiring Leader. I like it. Keen Mind. Actually, is this enough for a feat? Stat increase. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Giving your entire team 2d4 plus proficiency. Keen Mind. Intelligence 13+. You have trained to rapidly recall or discover vital details, granting you the following benefits. You get an intelligence increase of 1. Lore knowledge. Choose one of the following skills: Arcana, History, Investigation, Nature, or Religion. If you lack proficiency in the chosen skill, you gain proficiency in it. And if you have proficiency in it, you gain expertise. You can take the study action as a bonus. I don't know what the study action does, but taking the study as a bonus and then getting expertise and a knowledge skill and the stat increase of intelligence. This is good. This is a good feat. This is a wizard. This is a wizard feat. Maybe a lore bard. I like it. I would take this. I would take this feat as a wizard or a lore bard. Lightly armored. You gain the following armor training: light armor, medium armor, and shield. Mage Slayer. Proficiency with any martial weapon. You have practiced techniques useful in battling magic users, gaining the following benefits. Strength and dex increased by 1. When you damage a creature that is concentrating, it has disadvantage on the saving throw it makes to maintain concentration. That is just an amazing. This is it. This is all you need. Guarded Mind. If you fail an intelligence, a wisdom, or a charisma saving throw, you can cause yourself to succeed instead. Once you use this benefit, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. What a great feat. This is a great feat. No change needed. Medium Armor Master. You have practiced moving in medium armor to gain the following benefits. Increase your strength or dex by 1. While you're wearing medium armor, you can add 3 rather than 2 to your AC if you have a dexterity score of 16 or higher. Great. Great for rangers. Basically a ranger feat. Dex fighter. Yeah, a dex feat, a dex user feat. But I don't think rogues, I guess if rogues start taking armor, dex fighter and ranger feat mostly. Mounted combat. Proficiency with any martial weapon. You have developed a bond with your mount, granting you the following benefits. Mounts, plural. You get a strength, dex, or wisdom score increase of 1. You're a mount handler. You have advantage on wisdom checks. You have advantage on animal handling checks made to handle or train horses and other beasts employed as mounts. Okay. Advantage on animal handling made to handle your mount. Mounted strike. While mounted, you have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that is within 5 feet of your mount and at least one size smaller than it. Pretty good. Leap aside. If your mount is subjected to an effect that allows it to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, it instead takes none if it succeeds on the saving throw and half if it fails. For your mount to gain this benefit, you must be riding it, and neither of you can be in cap. Notice this is for your mount, not the rider. And veer. While mounted, you can use your reaction to force an attack that hits your mount to hit you instead. That's very cool. This is good. I mean, this is a lot of little stuff, but I think it adds up to a solid feat. I don't know how often you're going to be making animal handling checks with your mount. I think at a certain point, you get to control your mount. But I'm sure this is useful, say it with me, in certain settings and campaigns. Observant. Intelligence or wisdom 13 plus prereq. Quick to notice details around you, you gain the following benefits. Increase your intelligence or wisdom by 1. Choose one of the following skills: insight, investigation, or perception. If you lack proficiency, you gain it. If you have proficiency, expertise. You can take the search action as a bonus. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know what the search action is, but I'm making assumptions here. You can do it as a bonus. You get, okay. I'm okay with these skill feats. I'm okay with those. Polearm Master, proficient with any martial weapon. You have trained extensively with pole weapons that have reach, granting you the following benefits. Increase your strength by 1. Pole Strike. Immediately after you take the attack action and attack with a weapon that has the heavy and reach properties, you can use a bonus to make a melee attack with the opposite end of the weapon. The weapon's damage die for this attack is a d4 and it deals bludgeoning. Reactive Strike. While you're holding a weapon that has the heavy and reach property, you can use your reaction to make one melee attack against a creature that enters the reach you have with that weapon. Pretty much the same. Polearm Master. It's a good feat. Like, people could cheese it with Polearm Master Sentinel, but this does not say attack of opportunity. Matter of fact, I haven't seen attack of opportunity. Have we seen attack of opportunity or opportunity attack anywhere? Resilience. No Rex. No, and not repeatable. You have developed the resilience to better withstand certain dangers, granting you the following benefits. You get an ASI. Choose one ability in which you lack saving throw proficiency. Increase the chosen ability score by 1. You gain saving throw proficiency with the chosen ability. That's interesting. So this is great for casters who want to give themselves proficiency in con saves so that they can maintain concentration. I'm sure there's a feat for that specifically, but this is primarily what that would be used for if that doesn't already exist. Giving casters proficiency in Constitution saves. Good. There's probably a feat in here somewhere that gives you advantage on maintaining concentration. I think that is specifically a feat. Warcaster maybe. Advantage on saving throws. Yeah. So those two together would be really great. I don't know if anybody takes this feat for any other reason. Maybe to get dex saves. Maybe. If you're just overwhelmed with feats and you're not sure what to take, I guess you give yourself dex saves. But probably the most useful or the most used will be con saves. Ritual Caster, Intelligence, Wisdom, Charisma 13 plus prerequisite. You have studied ritual magic, granting you the following benefits. Increase your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma by 1. And you get ritual spells. Choose 2 first level spells that have the ritual tag from Arcane, Divine, and Primal spell list. So you have access to all the spells. You don't have to choose a list. Any 2 spells with the ritual tag. You always have those 2 spells prepared, and you can cast them with any spell slots you have. The spellcasting ability is the ability increased by this feat. That's fine. It's okay. It's okay. A little lackluster. I wish it. Oh, here we go. We got more. Quick ritual. With this benefit, you can cast a ritual spell that you have prepared using its regular casting time rather than the extended time for a ritual. Doing so doesn't require a slot. Once you cast the spell in this way, you can't use this benefit. This is amazing. I am here for it. Okay. Great feat. Ritual Caster, A+, S tier. Sentinel. Proficiency with any martial weapon. Repeatable, no. You have mastered techniques to take advantage of every drop in an enemy's guard, gaining the following benefits. Get an ASI, Strength or Dex +1. Guardian. Immediately after a creature within 5 feet of you takes the disengage action or hits a target other than you with an attack, you can make an opportunity attack against that creature. I'll say again, after a creature within 5 feet takes the disengage, so it has to be within 5 feet of you, it has to take the disengage action, or it's hitting someone other than you. You get an opportunity attack against the creature. You also get halt. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the creature's speed becomes 0. They really didn't change Sentinel, they just made it so you can't use it with Polearm Master. But Sentinel's basically the same. You can turn their... People are going to hate this. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the creature's speed becomes 0 for the rest of the turn. People are going to hate this. I don't know how I feel about it. And the reason people hate this is because a small gnome can shut down a purple worm with an attack of op, or a dragon. Like the great worm gold dragon takes off and the gnome pokes it with a dagger and just shuts it down. I think halt should be adjusted. I think this should be adjusted. There should be some kind of something here other than just, but I don't know what it would be. Have y'all noticed we haven't seen a single priest feat? It's been experts, mages, and warriors. I don't think we've seen a single priest prerequisite. I think priest is unfinished. I think that's why. Or priests just don't get feats. Screw them. All right, Sharpshooter feat. 4th level feat. Proficiency with any martial weapon is the prereq. Nope, it's not repeatable. You can make shots that others find impossible, granting you the following benefits. Increase your dex by 1. Your ranged attacks with weapons, ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. Ignore cover, bypass cover. Firing in melee, being within 5 feet of an enemy does not impose disadvantage on your ranged attack rolls. It's great. And you get long shots. Attacking at long range doesn't impose disadvantage on your ranged attack rolls with weapons. This is just this is a must-have feat. This is a must-have feat for ranged folks. Shield Master, 4th level feat, requires shield training. You've trained to use shields not just for protection, but also for offense, granting you the following benefits. Increase your strength score by 1. If you attack a creature within 5 feet of you as part of the attack action and hit with a melee weapon, you can immediately bash the target with your shield, if it's equipped, forcing the target to make a strength save against a DC equal to 8 plus your strength plus proficiency, 8 plus strength plus proficiency. On a failed, you knock the target prone or push it 5 feet away. You can use this benefit only once on each of your turns. That's great. If you attack, notice that says if you attack a creature within 5 feet and hit, and hit. You have to hit them. You can immediately follow up. It doesn't cost an action to do this. It doesn't cost a bonus. You just do it. You immediately bash the target with your shield. They make a save or fall prone or get pushed back. If you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dex save to take only half, you can use your reaction to take none if you succeed on the saving throw and are wielding a shield, interposing your shield between yourself and the source. Skulker, 4th level feat, requires dexterity 13 plus. You are expert at slinking through shadows, granting you the following benefits. Increase your dex by 1. You have blind sight 10 feet. Fog of War, exploiting the distractions of battle, you have advantage on any stealth check you make as part of the hide action during combat. You have advantage on stealth during combat. It's very cool when you make the hide action. If you make an attack roll while hidden and the roll misses, making the attack roll doesn't end hidden condition on you. Very cool. This is a great feat. Blind sight 10, advantage on stealth and combat. Missing doesn't bring you out of the hidden condition. That's amazing. A speedster, dex or con, requires a dex or con of 13 plus. Or you possess exceptional speed and stamina, granting you the following benefits. You get an ASI, dex or con increased by 1. Your speed increases by 10 while you aren't wearing heavy armor. And you get dash over difficult terrain. When you take the dash action on your turn, difficult terrain doesn't cost you extra movement for the rest of that turn. I would like to see more difficult terrain incorporated in my own games for sure. But just in general, for this to be really useful. But this is great. Just a solid 10-foot speed of 10 increase. And the ASI is great. This little extra sprinkles on my Sunday is awesome too. Spell Sniper requires spell casting or pack magic. You have learned techniques to enhance your attacks with certain kinds of spells, gaining the following benefits. Increase your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma by 1. Your attack rolls for spells ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. Being within 5 feet of an enemy does not impose disadvantage on your attack rolls with spells. When you cast a spell that has a range of at least 10 feet and that requires you to make an attack roll, you can increase the spell's range by 60. Great feat. Absolutely amazing. For evokers, warlocks, this is a great feat. No complaints. This actually gives you a lot more. This is actually a little bit more than I would expect from a feat. Ignore cover, no disadvantage, increase the range of spells, and a stat increase. Very good. Very good. Warcaster, classic. This is a classic. I always take this on my clerics. Warcaster, requires spell casting or pack magic. You have practiced casting spells in the midst of combat, granting you the following benefits. Increase your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma by 1. You have advantage on con saving throws that you make to maintain concentration. And when a creature provokes an attack of opportunity, an opportunity attack, from you by moving out of your reach, you can use your reaction to cast a spell at the creature rather than making an opportunity attack. The spell must have a casting time of 1 action and must target only that creature. You can perform the somatic components of spells even when you have weapons or shields in one or both hands. All right, next feat, weapon training. No prereqs, and it's not repeatable. You have practiced extensively with a variety of weapons, gaining the following benefits. Increase your strength or dex by 1. You gain martial weapon proficiency. I love it. I love it. So the feat that was before, it's going to take me a minute. I'm not even going to bother. It's going to take me a minute. The feat that was before was like choose 4 weapons and you're now proficient with them. You get martial weapon proficiency. This is great. Love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you. Thank you for this. I'm okay with it.